I'm going to try and document all this, but I'm making a clock out of the plastic things that come in your CDs, the little plastic discs. Two clear of those, and I'm going to make an infinity mirror out of this clock. So we'll see how this goes. So far what I've done is I've cleaned this. See, you can just barely, that's good. You don't want nothing on it. I've tinted windows before, and you don't want nothing on this. Okay, you've got a lowered side and you've got a side that's flat. I'm going to tint the side that's flat. I'm going to use this mirrored window tint. Now, the way you tint this stuff, I have a little kit, but I have a spray bottle with baby shampoo and water. The baby shampoo will not, won't let it streak. And you soak this down. Soak it down real good. Okay. Then you take your window tint, and this stuff is kind of a pain in the butt to get apart. But if you take and you stretch it just a little bit, it'll let it come apart a lot easier. You'd think that a guy that makes labels for a living would have no problem getting this stuff apart. Okay, there. See? You got a mirrored side and your plastic side. Okay? Strip this off. And try and keep no dirt or fingerprints on that. You lay it down like this, and then stretch it out. Because you get less air bubbles that way. You hold on to it, you squeegee it out. Squeegee all that water out. At this point, I'm not going to try and cut it. See, I didn't get it clean. It's got a couple of little bumps in it. So I can pull it up. Trying to wipe them out. Now I got a hair on it. Lay it back down. Come on, come on. Okay, every time you pull it up, you gotta soak it back down again. Keep it wet. This will be going on the inside of the clock, because I'll be doing 2 of these. I'll do is find a good clean place to lay this, and I'll lay it tent side down, so that way it's weighted. Alright, there's one done. Then next I'll do the same with the other one. I'll clean it and put that tent on just the same way, lay it down for, I don't know, a day or so, let that tent just sit on there. And after I do this one here, then I will show you what I do after that. Okay, my CD's plastic pieces are dried, and I went ahead and cut them out. See? Look at that mirror. Ain't that cool? See that? That's what's going to make your infinity mirror. Okay? Now, you got to have a black background on your back one, so it's more like a mirror. So, what I do is I happen to have a black CD, and I'm going to glue it to the back of this one, so then it looks, then you can't see through it. Now the other one will be on the front, and that'll be the face of the clock, but you'll be able to see through that. See how you can see me through it? And that's what you'll see the light through. So what I do is I'll glue this together. Just put just a little bit of glue on it. And I'll put the side without the tent on it against this glue. Because I don't know what the glue will do to the tent. As hot as it is, it might melt that tent, so that's why I gotta watch what I do here. Okay. Glued. Solid. Alright. Now I'll take my shirt, wipe off any prints I have on it. I don't want anything showing. Look at that shiny thing. See that? Now here's my clock. Okay. Wait a minute. There's one other thing I wanted to do before I put this on there, I think. No. See, this is all new, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Now you notice all that room in there? See all that room? It's all got to be taken up so it's solid. So what I've done to do that is I took a piece of solar light stake, cut it out, and this was a piece of brass, and I have ground it off. I've ground it off to fit inside the hole of the CD. so it fits solid down in there. Okay, see, it don't move. I put tape around it to take up the space here so it fits tight. So I put this in there like that. See, fits nice and tight, and it's just a hair longer than, oops, slid down. It's just a hair longer than that metal piece, so it fits on the in the CD hole. So what I do is I take this CD and I put it on the post. Then I'll take the brass part and I'll put it down on that. I also put tape around the shaft of this clock because there was some room there. See, solid, no moving. That's a good thing. Okay, just like that. It looks just like that. Then I take this metal piece and I'll put it on top. Now the reason I'm putting this together right this minute is because the next step is we have to glue on the lights before you put the other piece on, because it makes it easier. So I'll take this washer, put it on top of here. Then I'll take this the nut that came with the clock and I'll screw it on. And this will hold everything still until I get the lights glued on. Okay, see that? Solid. Now, this is the way it will look when I'm done. I have the other shiny side facing in like this. Okay, now you may be wondering, well, how you gonna, if it's got to be dark in there, how are you going to cover the sides? I got that planned out too. I take a piece of laminate edging, and I got this at Menards. I bought it, you know, in hopes that I could make something else out of it. Turns out that it's going to work out pretty good for this. See this? It's just, actually it's just cardboard. So I've cut it to length. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on here. I'll glue this tight around here so I can get my lights on. Then I'll put the other piece inside of it. Get this to wrap around there. Then once I get the other CD on there, then I'll trim it off. Piece of cake. You know what? I think I might try putting that on that laminate before I put it on this. So I'm going to take this back apart. See, it's all experimental because I've never done this before. I've built 2 infinity mirrors
but not with CDs and making a clock out of it and all that good shit. So I'm going to take this apart, take this off, like so. Just glad everything's fitting halfway tight. There. Okay, then I'll take this off, set this aside. Now what I'll do is I'll take and I'll lay this out like so, and I'll start in the middle. That way I can pay attention to how it goes on this CD. See, I can just put the glue on it. A little bit of overhang, I guess, won't hurt. And I'll just roll it out and glue it as I roll it. Looks like a pretty good idea to me, eh? Want to do it? Sure, why not? Wish this thing would lay flatter. Maybe if I drag it across here. I don't want to scratch it. How about we try and roll it the other way? The flatter I can get it, the better off I'd be. Do 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 do. Laura, I've been thinking about something your father said yesterday about fear. See if we can get this thing to lay flat. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Now I want the mirror side, so I want to do it on this edge, that way I can see what I'm doing. Right, yeah. It's going to be very important that I get it straight, even though I'll be trimming it off. Okay, here we go. First, Spally glue. Just a little bit of glue. Come on, baby. Give me some glue. Set this right down on top of there and keep it as straight as I can. Because I guess if I get it crooked, I guess I could always just trim it off. Okay, there's half. Not too shaky, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now see if we can do this left-handed here. Now here at the end, I've got it to where it overlaps because it's probably where I'm going to try and run my cord through, and I want it to be a little stronger. So what I'll do is finish gluing this part, and then I'll take a stripe across this. Just like that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Love it when a plan comes together. And this is what I have. Okay. And I put this back on the clock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through here because I want to make sure that it goes through. Okay. Then I'll set this down on top of that. That all fell apart. That didn't work, so I'll just do it like that.
If your mouth is made to amaze, let Philips Sonicare give its care a raise. Get healthier gums in just 2 weeks. Give it Philips Sonicare. Next level
See?
pain, next
Just
level
like
care.
that.
There's always a way to
Now,
life
to make sure and hold it still,
Get your passport to
I'm going to go ahead and put the nut and the washer and everything on there just so it stays still
1% on hardwood
while I glue on the lights.
floors are 15% off. Plus 12 months special financing. Lumber Liquidators. Beautiful floors for less.
With Prilosec OTC, take control of heartburn, so you don't have to stash antacids everywhere. Take the Prilosec OTC
A little bitty nut don't want to go down there very good.
24 hours, zero heartburn. Try it for 2
There
weeks.
we go. And I tried out the solar part, the solar lights, to make sure that it's going to light them up, because sometimes it takes more power than others. But these are the lights that I'll be using. These are the lights I'll be using. They came off of a solar light, but it had like 4 batteries that ran it. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to put these lights in here. I know how I want to do it, but I got to try it out first and make sure it's going to work. And y'all don't want to sit around for my testing stage. So I'm going to try and figure this out, and then when I'm putting them in, then I'll enlighten you. I've got 12 lights on here. So if I've got to cut some off, well, that's what I'll have to do. Alright, next time we put in the lights. Well, again, I got ahead of myself, and I've went ahead and put the front plate on. There I go on and on and on. Now I'll show you. I'll try and hold this together, but I don't know if I can do it or not. And hold it up. That's kind of a, because it only works with 2 batteries this way, but it does work with 1 battery on the solar level. See? Lights just go on and on and on and on. This is what you call an infinity mirror. See, and you can look around, it goes different directions. Now if you look real close in there, you can see that I hot glued the lights. You see that? I super glued the lights to the wooden part. I hot glued them to this right here. Spaced them out even. So that's how that part works. Now if I can just, I have to take the solar light apart, take the light bulb out, super glue them leads to where the light bulb was, but I have to put the hands of the clock on and the numbers on first. So once I get that done, then I got to find a way to build a stand for it. I think I got an idea, but I'm not exactly sure. So sorry I left you out on the gluing part, but it got a little tricky and you'd have been watching forever. So till next time. Well, here it is. I'm getting ready to deliver it to its recipient. But I went to the dollar store, got this solar light for a couple bucks, and made that stand out of some scallop gardening wire. But now let's pull this little tab I've got in here out, and ba-bam. There it is. It's all done. Infinity light clock out of clear CDs and a solar collector. So all he's got to do is put that solar collector in his window, and every night this will kick on and it'll look just like that. I don't know how long that battery will last with these lights, but you know, if he wants, I'll figure out a way to wire up another battery. One of these days I'll get better at taking you step by step, but what I did here was I took a soldering iron and took the LED out and wired it in that way. So there it is.